Wonderful. So we have a rather distinguished set of professionals, all active in financial technology and in financial inclusion. The comment about regulators is particularly relevant. I think that 3 out of 4 of our panelists work closely with regulators around the world to advance regulations. Nonetheless, the fact remains that both for crowdfunding and for things like mobile money, the majority of regulators around the world, I think, we can probably agree, behind the curve. Sam, you come from the financial industry, as do many regulatory officials. What would you describe as sort of the general attitude towards mobile money and crowdfunding? It's sort of variably perceived as a threat, a positive force, but how are people approaching this and what needs to change?
Right. There's 2 types, to be honest. I mean, I used to be an investment banker myself, and 4 years ago I quit my full-time job to start Eureka. I always knew that, or always had the sense back then, that this innovative tool is it should take off, because it just, for the sake of transparency, back to Jason's point, it should take off. It's more transparent, it's more democratic, it just makes sense. And right now, fast forward 4 years later, there are 2 types of reactions. There are some guys that actually can't believe the fact that this is going to disrupt the world of venture capital and investment banking. They can't believe, they're in denial, I suspect. What they don't know is that probably 1 or 2 equity crowdfunding platforms are going to be given IPO licenses this year in the UK, believe it or not, and it started always there. So equity crowdfunding platforms, fast forward a year from now, will be able to conduct IPOs. And I read an article the other day that venture capitalists are really worried in the UK in particular, because it's a very mature market when it comes to equity crowdfunding, because businesses are tending to go to, or businesses are expanding, are tending to go to equity crowdfunding platforms to share the success with their fans, with their customers, and to get a much better rate or much better terms than venture capitalists offer them when they invest in them. So this is absolutely disruptive, it's coming, but the guys that are going to succeed in this space, or the venture capitalists or the investment banks that are going to succeed in this space, are the ones that are finding ways to work with equity crowdfunding platforms as opposed to oppose them.